Hi there, I'm back after a longer break than I would have liked, but I'll explain that later. I just first want to make a point about my last video. A friend of mine thought that I was being quite critical of those going to the gym rather than incorporating activity into their everyday. No, I'm a strong proponent of going to the gym. The people that I am trying to motivate are those who go to the gym, say 3 times a week, and do not move much in between because they feel they've done their exercise. It's so important. Most of us work these days, if we are working in front of a computer, over books, etc., at a desk, very sedentary working. And we need to remember to get up, even if it is to go and make a cup of coffee or tea or to fetch a glass of water. Stretch. When you get up to go and get your water, bend down and see if you can touch your toes. But move and keep the circulation going and keep your joints moving. I, in fact, had a good example of that today when I was with my Pilates instructor. And I said, well, my hands are very stiff because I was knitting for 2 hours last night because there was good stuff on television. And he said, please, only knit for half an hour, then get up, or while you're still sitting, stretch your wrists, stretch your hands, move your shoulders, and then maybe do another activity in front of the television and only come back to the knitting sometime later. Very sage advice, because with knitting, working in a very small range, though I think I'm keeping myself active, but my joints are only moving in a very small range. So that was relating to last week's video. The reason that I've had some time off is that I've taken on a new project. The new project is proving very good for stimulating my brain and regenerating the brain cells because I'm being pushed out of my comfort zone. I've taken on a project helping an NGO or a non-profit organization with their accounts, putting the data into a computer program. This is not my love in life. It's not where my passion lies, but I'm able to help people and earn a little bit of money. So because I was being trained last week in the use of this online accounting package, the person who's training me requested that I attend from 9 till 11 every day, which created a big shift in my daily routine. I had to put a lot of things aside and move things around. And as we grow older, if we don't work on keeping our resilience muscle alive and fit, change becomes very difficult. For me, this week is proving much easier because I'm now more used to it. But we need to be aware of what is happening. Last week, I was very irritable. Felt like at times I was knocking my head against a wall. I felt I was extremely busy, even though I was only working for 2 hours a day. And that was all, when in retrospect, just a process of adjustment. And this is something, as we grow older, we very often find more difficult. And one of the ways to keep us agile in that way is to keep our brains stimulated. They say that to learn one new thing every single day will help keep the plasticity of your brain, that is the ability to regenerate and the ability to be flexible. So I'm pushing my neck out. I'm learning a lot more than one thing each day, putting account invoices here, suppliers there, etc., etc. But it is very good for us to learn something. And in fact, going to the gym and going to classes where you have to concentrate. I'm in fact doing a Zumba class at the moment once a week, and wow, for 40 minutes I have to concentrate and follow this woman who's moving incredibly fast to some very loud beating music. A very good mental stimulation. So the exercise there is very good for us. But so many of us, when we are retired, sit back and we fill our time with things comfortable. Craft work. For me, it's knitting and tapestry. For you, it may be sewing, it may be gardening, it may be something else. And we may do the odd puzzle in the newspaper or in a magazine. But we need to remember we need to actually keep our brains more active than that. Work has provided that for us over many years. Now, when we're in retirement, we need to keep our brain stimulated so that we can stave off the dementias, the Alzheimer's, which will come with time. Sorry, my dog just moved my camera there. So gym can provide that. Another thing that gym can provide, and when I was living in the city and going to the gym regularly myself, for me it was a social event. By going to the gym during the day at 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock in the morning, I met all the other retired people. And there, in fact, was a whole group of people who used to have coffee every day after gym. And it was obviously a very important part of their social lives. So gyms can be very important in your retirement lifestyle plan. So that's another aspect. I've spoken now about keeping active, keeping agile, keeping your body flexible. I've spoken about what you take into your body to keep it healthy. I've spoken a little bit about sleep. And today I've spoken a bit about keeping your mind active and mentally stimulated. These are all aspects of health. Next time I will approach and we'll go on and look at something else.